Alright, so here I am driving something I didn't think I would be this excited to drive. Chrysler 300c SRT8. And this is not what you think it is from the outside. A very nimble feeling big car. When I first looked at these, I thought they're, very interesting aesthetic, but probably not all that practical. And then I learned about the weight. And the weight just threw me right off, because that's just so heavy for a car in this day and age. But then I drove this, and what I realized was that all of that has been pretty beautifully counteracted with suspension and with big brakes. It deceives you into believing it's a smaller car than it is. So when you combine all of these things, tight handling, good brakes, and a connected feeling to the road, you end up with something that is no longer a grandpa car, but in fact, quite engaging to drive. Very exciting. I'm gonna be real with you. I had a tough time peeling myself out of the bed this morning, but gotta say, I'm glad I did. Once I knew what this car was about, the real surprise was in the transmission. This is a very crisply shifting Manumatic. Now, that isn't to say that this car is perfect. It usually wants to get pretty high in the rev range, and then very abruptly shifts. And it's not a brand new car, obviously. So there are other interesting quirks that have very little to do with just the car itself and this specific car. The previous owner has added some modifications, and unfortunately none of those were new bushings. So the rear end does tend to get, as Andre said, it's squirrely, which is to say, well, we're going in a straight line right now, but I'm accelerating, and now we're not going in a straight line, we're getting carried a little out of line. Oh, I'm decelerating. Guess what? We're going the other way now. Interesting. And it's a very disconnected experience when you're at speed. That being said, I recently pulled something, and I haven't thought about it the whole time I've been in this car, because despite the cheapness with which cars were made in this era, this is a very comfortable seat. I have not thought about it once. Now, supposing this was in tip-top shape, I would say that the clear advantage to owning this car over other cars is that you feel very much connected to what you're doing and how the car behaves. There's one glaring issue. Since driving this, I have dropped a quarter of a tank to go around the outside of town. Fine, if you're willing to pay for that, no problem. So, it's all how you wish to weigh what you get when you buy certain vehicles. This is comfortable, powerful, very responsive, but with that, this one comes at a price. And that's why I'm reviewing it and not buying it. If I had the means and that was all I wanted was the fun of this particular vehicle, I would probably make it work. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to stick some fuel in the tank. Pray for me.